you prepared for what life's going to throw at you? I'm about to go outside today. It's freezing cold, it's really windy, and I've got lots of hard work to do. So how do I prepare for that? Whatever's happening in your day today, are you ready for it? The expected and the unexpected. So I know when I go outside today that I'm going to get blown by strong wind. I know that it's going to be freezing cold, and I know that I need a stack of energy because I'm going to be working really hard. So that's expected. But obviously life throws stuff at us that may be unexpected. But could it be a good idea to have a body that's healthy, fit and strong, mentally and physically, so that even if something unexpected comes, you can say, I was expecting you. So I use that as an example. Every single day I say to myself, I'm thankful for the tough and wow experiences that will come into my life today. So when they arrive, I say, wow, that was awesome. I was expecting you. Even though I don't know what it's going to be, I want to be mentally ready for it, physically be able to handle it. So I'm in the kitchen. I've obviously got warm clothes on because it's cold outside. But I've got to have a body that's ready for what I'm going to be doing today. So what do we put into our body to make sure that we are fueled effectively so that we've got the energy to go and do the things that we want to do? And it's interesting because we would never go on a long car trip and not fill up our car with petrol, or check the oil, check the water, check the tire pressure. That's just a very intelligent, logical thing to do. If I'm going to drive my car for a long way, I have to make sure that all the things, you're not going to drive a car that's got a flat tire, got no petrol, got no oil, got no water. You won't get very far. But it's interesting in life, and I think the human body is far more interesting and exciting than a car, and far more important that this thing that you live in that's going to take you through your life for the rest of your life. How many people, and it perplexes me, don't check their water, they don't check their oil, their fat levels, they don't check their energy levels, how much petrol they've got in the tank. They just go and live. How about have a look at your own body? How about be aware of what's going on inside your body? And I always beg, if you're a coach, a parent, a teacher, a boss, a leader, please learn your anatomy and physiology so that you know how the human body works, so that you can fuel it effectively, so it's got a stack of energy. Keep it hydrated, make sure that it gets enough sleep, make sure that it gets enough fresh air and sunshine, that you've got everything that you need to be able to go and do all the things that you need to do. Life is a long car trip. Don't do it with a flat tire. Don't do it with no water or oil. Don't do it without any energy. So if I'm going out in the garden for the day and it's freezing cold and I'm going to be working all day, obviously I'm going to put warm clothes on because I don't want to get cold. The really fun thing about that though, of course, is when you exercise really hard, you get warm, so my coat will come off. But I can't do it without any fuel. And that doesn't mean, I use high performance cars for an example. If you've got a high performance Italian sports car, you don't put crappy oil in it, you don't put crappy petrol in it. You want to put the very best oil and petrol in there to make sure that it runs smoothly. Formula One cars don't run on cheap oil and cheap petrol. They put the top level stuff in there to make sure that they go well. So I love chocolate and cake and biscuits and lollies and ice creams. I love them, and to me it's a pleasure food. But there are times when you have to eat for performance. So why do we put crappy food into our body and then expect it to perform well? That's just not logical. It doesn't make any sense to me. So yes, in my fridge I have a choice between, I could have a chocolate or I could have some nuts. And I use nuts as an example because they're one of my favorite foods. They're almost the perfect food. They're full of fiber, they're full of fat, protein and carbohydrate. And then the micronutrition, so they have most of the vitamins and minerals that you need. And I use that as an example because I could choose to snack on chocolate before I go in the garden, or I could choose to eat crappy food, or I could choose to eat nuts or yogurt or fruit and vegetables or whatever it is that you think is a healthy food, versus if I put crappy food in, how can I expect my body to perform? So I wish we were just a bit more logical about how the human body works. And even if you don't learn your anatomy and physiology, and I always joke about this, even if you don't understand exercise programming, for example, there are some exercises that you look at and go, that can't possibly be good for a human body. Why would you do that to your own body? And yet you see it on most social media clips, and you see that those exercises in gyms and in personal training studios. They don't make any sense, which means they're nonsense. If you're going to expect your body to perform and then you put crappy fuel in, that doesn't make any sense. So it's nonsense. So why don't we just think about life a little bit more logically, use our own common sense, which of course the world tells me is not very common, but there are some things that just seem logical. So if you're going outside in the cold, you put a coat on. If you are hungry, you eat food. But if you have to perform well, surely the food we're going to eat is going to be high performance food. So if you want to live your life to the max, could it be a really good idea to make wise choices? Think strong, think fit, think healthy, and then what do I need to do that? And that's always a great question that I ask. What do healthy, fit, strong people do differently to weak, frail, overweight, out of shape, sick, diseased people? There's a different lifestyle. So you can't expect to be a healthy, fit, strong person but eat like a fat, sick, weak, diseased person. You can't expect to be wealthy but treat money like poor people do. And there's a different headspace there. It's just common sense, isn't it? So how about we open up our brain, ask some better questions, and if you want to live your life to the max, how about logic, common sense, and look after your own body so that because obviously your brain lives inside your body. So if you've got a healthy, fit, strong body and a healthy, fit, strong brain, and you fuel it effectively, is it possible that you could live your life to the max? Super duper doo, how are you? Living my life to the max as a healthy, fit, strong human being. Woo!